Hey guys, so it's update 27. Let's get going. We'll start over here at the road, and as you can see, I have gotten rid of the paper that I had on the roadway, and the actual crossing is looking different here. That's because I ripped up all of the sort of cardstock that I had doing the actual crossing, and I ended up just using Woodland Scenics, whatever road surface, smooth it, whatever the hell it's called. Slathered that across the roadway, and I'm going to leave it right there for now and take a break from screwing around with the road and going to work on some other things. I still have to glue down the sidewalks, they're just laying there. But the plan is to put the painted road in here. I kind of smoothed it, put a little bit of the smooth it through here, sanded it just a bit, but mainly it was slathered into the actual crossing there. And I'll figure out what the heck I'm going to do right there. I know I've had a lot of people give some good suggestions using like the styrene and stuff like that. But I'm kind of done screwing around with it for right now. I just want to leave it alone. I'll probably put in the markings for the road here and then focus in on some other things on the railroad here. The other change I've got as our train rolls around here, I've just got it running around in the loop, is this hillsides, well, small hills right here. The trees that I have on it are my old trees from the other layout. They were pretty generic. You can see they're kind of these El Cheapo plastic deals with just some foam. And I've got the beginnings of the ground cover on it, trying to sort of green the place up right here. Stop moving my camera around. I don't know how I like it so far. Obviously, the trees are pretty crappy. I don't like them. It kind of looks like a model railroad, And I want it to look more prototypical, right? And so we'll see what the new trees, because I've got SuperTrees, which we'll go look at in a minute here, or at least I've got the materials in. I'm going to be making those. And I've been studying some location photos throughout the area for Orange County and just kind of seeing what things look like. But I think it's coming together here. So, I ended up doing this hill a little bit a while ago, and then I just put this one in here. Because the plan is, I love how my camera adjusts the color here. The plan is to, sort of have a separation between that section of the layout, right, and the northern section over here. A little bit of a divide or something like that, and to provide a little bit of interest. I think it looks okay. But like I said, I'm gonna do the SuperTrees and see what those guys end up looking like over here. So let's see. That's about it for right here. Oh, you know what? I started thinking about Shasta Beverage over here, right? And just got some gray paint mixed up, taped off the area over here, and just painted in sort of like the roadway and the parking lot. And, so this is going to be sort of like the cul-de-sac, something like that. And then driveway into here. And then a little bit of roadway back there so we can imagine that maybe trucks and stuff go back there to some sort of loading dock. Now that whole section is sort of going to be hidden by the railroad or the building. So I'm not really going to worry about that because I don't really see it when I'm operating or even doing videos over there. It's just kind of implied that there's some stuff that happens back there. I'll watch the train go by here because I want to see my gondola here at the back. And I'm going to go over the load that I made for the gondola as promised. Let's get a good look at it right here. And you can see it's just scrap metal, all sorts of little parts and pieces. Some of them may look familiar to some of you. Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff that I took out of a bunch of old model kits. One of the other things that I do is I like to build, model planes and armor and stuff like that. And so what I did was let's scoot around over here. I'm going to have to use the lift up here. Let's see if I can get this up and down before the train comes back in. There we go. All right, there we go. Here's our yard. Nothing really done on that. I've actually just got the train coming through the yard, going into the, I guess that would be the runaround track. And let's see if I can do this without screwing something up. There we go. Alright, we've got the car. Let's bring it over here and put it underneath some light. And I'll show you what I have done. So, alright, so there is the actual scrap. And as you can tell, it's just parts and pieces from different models. A lot of armor stuff. You can see there's some whatever spurs from I think an Abrams tank, little pieces. There's actually I think that's where the turret not turret, but the cannon, you know, comes out, and then just a whole bunch of other crap. And what I did was I just pretty much just I built a little frame. That's what all these little parts and pieces here are for, and the tape and crap like that. Went into my armor here. Let me zoom the camera up here. Went into my stash up here. All sorts of boxes and things like that, and just started, you know, you get extra pieces and, you know, for different modifications and different things on some of the kits and stuff. There's always stuff left over, so I just took all the extra stuff along with parts of the sprues. That's what these pipe-looking things are. It's actually parts of the sprues that I cut. I made a little form that's the same size as the interior of the gondola, and then put everything into it, wet it down with a bunch of glue, kind of rearranged it in a decent-looking fashion, and then did my weathering on it. So, and then my weathering products that I use, if we come up over here, I use a base coat of just like a dirty brown here. This is my own little mixture. It's like brown, black, green, yellow, a whole bunch of crud. And it looks like rust, or it's sort of the base coat. Then I use some MIG streaking effect. I throw that on there. A MIG enamel rust wash. I throw that on there. And then some Vallejo pigments here, powders. I've got one that's sort of this brown color, another one that's this light color. I powder those on. I even give it a little wash. This is what I use for weathering a lot of the cars, is this liquid wash right here. It's kind of like a dirty brown. And yeah, that's it. Instant scrap metal for the gondola. As far as, you know, thinking about scale and stuff like that, well, that's just heavy machinery. I know that thing's pretty big, but it's pipes and pieces and all sorts of scrap like that. Comes out looking pretty good. So for the trees, like I said, I've got a box of SuperTree material here. So I just started kind of taking a look at this. Got to prune them and get them all set up. You can see I've got a little station made up here with flock and turf stuff. I got a little bag of these super leaves, which I think is really cool stuff. That's what you see right here. Very nice looking leafy material. That's going to make it look real nice. And what I did was I ended up buying the kit. So I think that was like 40 bucks, 45 bucks. I can't remember. I don't remember. Basically for this starter kit and extra bag of leaf stuff and another box of SuperTrees, I think I paid, plus shipping. Shipping was quite a bit. Shipping was like 20 something dollars. It was like, so it was all like $130 for trees. But this comes with, you know, its own little bag of SuperTree material, little spray bottle, some glue, a couple different sample packs of, you know, leaf material, along with 2 of these flocking things. Let me get that in camera. One of them is like a dark green, almost like an evergreen, and the other one's a little bit lighter, as you can tell here. So that's what I'm going to be making the trees out of. And then we will be setting that up in our little hilly area. Train picked up the hopper over here. And is running around with it. So anyway, that's it. That's about all I've done. Other than that, I'm going to scoot around over here and get an overview of the entire layout here. And again, this is a nice thing about having a layout like this, you know. So I think I had one question to have an overview. So it is a loop. It goes all the way around, right? I can kind of cut through here and get into the yard and go all the way around, because sometimes I just like to run the train like you see running back there. But then most of the operations, or you know how it really works, is trains arrive here in the yard, get classified. I can use this little track right here to do the classification, and I know that runs out into the other portion, but that's just the way it is. Then they leave the yard, go over the bridge there, the pull-up bridge, swing-out bridge, head into Orange County, and then switch out to Industries there, come around here. This is our junkyard. I'm technically calling it Sanford & Son Salvage. And then this is just going to be like a make-believe spur, right? But really kind of goes into the yard, and then continues on into Huntington Beach here and does the other industries here, which I haven't done a lot of work on yet. So that's update 27, right? Yeah, 27. So till next time, guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new. Follow along. And we'll see how much more progress I can make, especially with those trees. Really interested to see how that's going to look over there. All right, guys. Take care. Bye.